The following review may contain spoilers. Greyhound is a new film on Apple TV Plus starring Tom Hanks. It's based on a 1955 novel called The Good Shepherd by C.S. Forester. The director is Aaron Schneider, who has one other feature film to his credit, 2009's Get Low with Robert Duvall and Bill Murray, which was a solid independent film. This film is just a prime example of what a 3-star review would be. It's competently made, engaging, well acted, well shot, and has good music. But really, it's nothing you're going to remember for a long time after, but for an hour and a half, it's an adequate entertainment. The movie also stars the great British character actor Stephen Graham, who was excellent in The Irishman and does a really good New York accent. The look of the film is excellent with great CG work and great cinematography from Shelley Johnson, who has a wide-ranging filmography. Great color scheme with beautiful grays and dark blues in the ocean. The score is by Blake Neely, who has done mostly TV work but does a solid effort here. The composer hits all the right notes and actually enhances the emotion in the film and never distracts. There are some minor touches in the film that were excellent choices from the director. One standout idea was to have a German soldier taunt the Americans through the radio system. The actor they chose was very good. He's very evil and ominous, but it was not done in an over-the-top way. It was still very believable. There is a burial at sea scene that's very moving, especially when Tom Hanks reacts to the character Cleveland. Cleveland is the mess attendant who is in charge of cooking for the soldiers. He is especially concerned about Tom Hanks not eating. He's always trying to get him to eat something while he's dealing with incredible circumstances. So it's incredibly touching and moving when Tom Hanks has to bid farewell. Tom Hanks is the screenwriter here and decides to go with a really swift pace for the film, which means there's not a lot of backstory or exposition. The backstory is relegated to one scene in the beginning where they introduce Tom Hanks' love interest Elizabeth Shue, but it's just one scene and they flash back to her throughout the movie, but we don't really go back to her that much. And the exposition is limited to a few titles in the movie explaining things like names of ships and stuff like that. But the reason I put the screenwriting in the negative, and this is just a minor criticism, about 85% of the dialogue is Navy and ship and military jargon. You just constantly hear the same words over and over again: rudder, con, U-boat, sonar, starboard, hard over, knots. I think the movie needed to take a break from the non-stop military jargon, perhaps a scene with a more personal conversation between the soldiers. This would have gave the audience a break and revealed a more human side to these characters. Again, this is just a minor note as most of the film was very effective. My final rating for Greyhound is 3 stars. As of the making of this video, the Rotten Tomatoes score for Greyhound is 80%, which means the critics were right on the money. Tom Hanks and Aaron Schneider create a competently made World War II film that will entertain you for an hour and a half, so I recommend watching this movie.